When it comes to Christmas, Italians are all about the food and all about the cookies.
Absolutely.
Cookies and Italians go hand in hand, and I'm not a baker, so you're gonna have to help me out here today.
No problem. There's not too much baking involved, actually, so that's a good thing.
Good, good, good. What are we making today?
So we're gonna do, we call it in my dialect, pignolata. It's also known as trufoli, and they are actually little balls of a sweetened dough that gets fried and then coated in honey with a little dash of sprinkles for some holiday effect.
Nice. And every kind of region in Italy has its own cookies. Where are these cookies from?
These are from southern Italy, from Reggio Calabria. Pignolata being actually the name of the pyramid kind of shape that they take on. And then each little dough ball is supposed to kind of look like a pine cone, so hence the name Pignolata.
Okay, what do we have to do to start?
So it's actually a very basic dough. Ingredients are flour, sugar, egg, lemon, butter, and a liqueur of your choice. I've got limoncello just to kind of kick up the lemon. Again, super easy. Everything just goes into the mixer at once. So here
you don't have to filter anything or siphon anything. No. Everything goes in at once.
Exactly. This is like really rustic cucina. You know, they just kind of threw everything in, got it all in there.
My kind of baking.
Yeah, that's why this is one of those recipes that's like super simple for the holidays. A little goes a long way with this one too. So just get the zest of the lemon here. And then
shot of liqueur.
Give it a bit of a mix. A couple of minutes is really all it takes.
Wow, that was quick.
Yeah, super fast. So that's what the dough looks like. And then this dough has to rest for about an hour.
Okay.
So we've already got some prepared.
Through the magic of TV. Dun, 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 dun.
We've already got a little ball of dough prepared. So what we're gonna do now is we'll dust our surface with a little bit of flour and just kind of work it a little bit.
Tell me what I have to do.
So we're each gonna take a little piece of the dough, roll it out to like a snake shape.
This is good for the kids. This is
a
good, easy cookie for the kids,
for sure.
I feel.
Now you can go as big or as small with these little balls as you like. I prefer them a little bit on the smaller side. Perfect.
All right.
And then we're just gonna get a knife or even with your fingers.
All right.
Just break it up. So we get these guys all rolled out, and then we're ready for the next step of frying. Okay, so we've rolled out our balls. Julia, yours are a little bit larger.
Mine are meatballs compared to yours.
You can make them any size you want. It doesn't, That's the beauty of this recipe, you know?
It's handmade. You never know what you're going to get.
That's exactly it. So we've rolled them out, and now the next step is going to be to fry them. So we've got some vegetable oil. You could also use olive oil. Okay. So I'm just going to drop these guys in. We'll just give them a little bit of a turn, and then they can literally come out. They don't take very long at all. So you want to get like a nice deep pan, put a couple of inches of oil in there. Yeah, they're almost ready. They're starting to turn golden. So you don't want them too brown. You want a little bit just of a almost like a chickpea color. And then we're gonna take them off and you strain them in a paper towel just to get rid of some of the excess oil. So here's our golden dough balls all set. So what happens next is we've got the honey. This is a cup worth of honey, and you can either microwave it for 10 to 15 seconds. You want it to just liquefy a little bit, or if you don't have a microwave, then double boiler method over boiling water. You again just liquefy that honey a little bit, make it easy to work with. So the next step, we literally drop these guys in.
Give them a little honey bath.
That's right, and because it's the holidays, we want to give them a little touch of color. So some holiday sprinkles. And then you're just gonna work these guys, make sure that they get all nice and coated into the honey. And when they're hot, they'll absorb, the dough will absorb all that honey.
So you wanna do the honey part when it's hot.
Yeah, absolutely, because then otherwise it's not gonna get absorbed into the dough. All right, so now at this point, there's a couple of different options. You can either get a plate and kind of stack them into a pyramid shape, or some people like to make a wreath. So if you're gonna make the wreath, just get dinner size plate, a cup in the middle, and then make your wreath around. And then the way that I like to do it is because, let's face it, these are a little bit difficult to pull apart from a wreath or from a pyramid, and they kind of look really nice in a cookie tray if you want to make them and kind of give them out. So you can just fill like little muffin cups with them.
Cute.
And just stack a few in a muffin cup like this. And then you want to finish them off with a few more sprinkles just for that festive touch. And then everybody has their own like individual portion of a pignolata.
Pignolata, beautiful.
And that's it, very easy.
Very easy. Okay, we have to taste it. Will you join me in
Absolutely.
trying our little pignolata? Really good.
So we're going to be making now something that I really, really love. It just reminds me of the holidays because of the spices that go into it. It's a very traditional Southern Italian cookie, known as, we call it in our dialect, mastazzolo. For those who aren't Calabres, it's really what it is it's a honey almond biscotti.
Okay.
Really nice. The flavor is really, really nice. It kind of reminds me of the holidays because it's got cloves and cinnamon. And you can either serve it plain, or if you want to dress it up, dip it in some chocolate or whatnot. And it just makes a really nice addition to any holiday cookie platter.
Perfect. Okay, what do we have to do to get started?
This is a pretty basic dough. We don't have too much ingredients. It's flour, so we'll just get the flour going here. And what's nice about this is everything can kind of go into the mixer at the same time. You don't have to worry about kind of creaming butter first or whatnot. So we've got egg. So we've got some oil going in there. And then our spices, again, are cloves, cinnamon, and a little bit of baking soda. That's the leavening agent here. So the almonds. And then we're gonna zest an orange in here, just to give it, again, sort of that nice holiday scent and flavor. Orange is another one of those things that just reminds you of the holidays.
So fragrant.
There we go. And then finally, the main sweetening ingredient and what gives it the brownish color is the honey. So that goes in.
What, is that like 2-3 cups of honey?
This was 1.5 cups. A full batch will call for 3 cups of honey. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is just get this guy onto mix. All right, so our dough has come together, as you can see. So just a couple of minutes is all it needs, really. It's a bit of a sticky dough, and can you smell that? Like, smell the cinnamon and the cloves in there.
Christmas in a bowl.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm just gonna finish this off by hand. Just kind of pull it together with my hands.
You can smell all that honey.
And then, of course, the cook's best tools in the kitchen are the hands, after all, right? So there you go. And now the next thing to do is just form it into, you're gonna form it into logs. We're gonna make them not too big because these cookies actually do expand quite a bit. So we're gonna just make small, like, log shapes out of them. Okay, so half a batch got us about 5 small loaves. And then each of these, just like a typical biscotti, we're gonna bake them off, and then we're going to slice them and then do the second cooking, the second bake.
So that's an important thing. So biscotti actually means cook twice.
That's right.
So you need to bake them 2 times.
So the second baking.
So these have to go into the oven for how long?
So they go in for about 20 minutes at 350 degrees. You'll see them when they start to brown nicely, that they're ready to come
They're
out.
ready to go.
So the cookies have baked for about 20-25 minutes.
So good.
So we're ready to do the second cooking,
Okay.
the biscotto now, right? So we got our little logs, and we're gonna cut it on the, you can either cut them straight. I like to cut them on a bias to give it a little bit of a nicer shape. And you
that
want,
artisan look.
that's right. There we go. And then we're just gonna place them like right back on the cookie sheet.
And so if you didn't want to double bake them, could you eat them like this?
You could. It's more of a doughy, almost like a loaf at this point.
Okay.
It's the double baking that's going to give them that nice biscotti crunch, that nice crunch, that cookie crunch. There we go. So then these are just going to go back into the oven once we've sliced them all for a couple of minutes on each side, about 2 minutes on each side.
So put it in for 2 minutes, keep it at 350, and then you have to flip them all
And
over.
then flip them over.
All right, and then back in.
And then back in. And you'll get the perfectly cooked mastazzolo. So this is the final product.
Beautiful.
I've dressed these guys up a little bit for the holidays with a little bit of white chocolate and some crystallized sugar, just to give them a little bit of holiday shimmer, but they're perfectly fine on their own. So once they come out of their double baking process, you just let them cool, and then again, you can either eat them as is, or enjoy them a little bit dressed up for the holidays.
And I've heard, I'm not a dunker myself, but I've heard they're perfect for dunking.
They are. A nice espresso, dunk these guys in, and you're good.
Cheers. Merry
Cheers.
Christmas.
Merry Christmas.